Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. I am Kausar Kiran from Southern Business School, University of Southern Punjab, Multan. Students, in the previous lecture we discussed the Structural Adjustment Program SAP and its aim, its purposes and its future in Pakistan economy. Now in this lecture we discuss SAP and its future in Pakistan. So, in today's lecture, we will explore the concept of Structural Adjustment Program (SAP) and their role in Pakistan economy history, their outcome, criticisms, and most importantly, and future direction of SAPs in Pakistan economy landscape. So, here we start with the introduction of Structural Adjustment Program (SAPs). Students, SAPs are economic reform packages designed by international finance institutes, mainly the International Monetary Fund IMF and the World Bank, to stabilize the restructure economies facing severe financial crisis. SAPs usually accompany loans, but the loans are given to the condition that countries adopt specific economic reforms. What is the key objective of SAPs? Restored macroeconomic stability, reduce fiscal deficit, promote free market policies, encourage private sector growth, reduce the role of public sector, and integrate the country into the global economy. So students, here we discuss after introduction what is the major components of SAPs. Students, SAPs are generally required reforms in the following areas. Number 1, fiscal reforms. Fiscal reforms reduce the budget deficit, cutting government expenditure, increasing taxes revenue, privatization of loss making state enterprises. Number second is monetary reforms. Monetary reforms reducing inflation, tightening monetary policy, market based interest rates. Number third point is trade liberalization, reducing in tariff open markets for foreign competition, eliminating import quotas. Number fourth point is privatization and deregulation, selling state owned enterprises SOEs, deregulation industries, encouraging private sector investment. Next point is exchange rate reforms, moving towards a market determined exchange rate, reducing multiple exchange rate practices. Number next point is good governance and institutional reforms. Anti-corruption measures improve regulatory frameworks, strengthening fiscal institutions. Now students, here we discuss the history of SAPs in Multan. Then we discuss the role in 2025 SAPs. Students, the history of SAPs in Multan in Pakistan has been under IMF program many times since the 1980s, especially during period of balance of payment. Students, in the balance of payment crisis, decline foreign reserve, high fiscal deficit, low revenue collection. Notable SAP's episode IMF and World Bank, that is 1991 to 1988. Banks SAPs ESAF and EFF 1995 to 1993 programs. Students, IMF programs which is start 2008 to 2010. Stabilization program IMF EFF 2013 to 2016 program. And the next 6 IMF EFF program starting 2019 and duration end 2023 program. Onward purposes 2024 to onward. New EFF extended negotiation. Students, next point is discuss what is the impact of SAPs on Pakistan. First we discuss positive impacts, then we discuss negative impacts. Students, in the positive impacts, number 1, helped avoid deficit or default, improved foreign exchange reserves during implementations, encourage privatization and market competition, promoted trade openness, improved tax collection, mechanism strengthens fiscal disciplines. Students, the negative point is SAPs often reserve criticism due to increased poverty. Cutting subsidies increases utility prices, electricity, gas, fuel prices, cost of basic needs. It's very main negative point of SAPs, means SAPs affect our lower middle class or poor sections. Second point is reduce social welfare spending. In the reduction of social welfare spending, lower budgets for health, education and social protection. Next point is higher unemployment. Higher unemployment, privatization sometimes leads to job losses. It's very difficult situation of every dependent country. So the next point is heavy dependence on IMF. The developing country already underdeveloped, so the heavy dependence of IMF is very crucial situation in every economy like Pakistan. So heavy dependence on IMF, successive governments relied excessively on loans rather than domestic reforms. The next point is political instability. Political instability, reforms are unpopular, resulting in resistance and incorrect implementations. So students, here we discuss the main point why SAPs often falls in Pakistan. SAPs programs are successful in other countries, but why SAPs often fall in Pakistan? Implementation gaps, political instability, weak governance, resistance from powerful groups, tax reforms have not been fully implemented, frequent chances in economic policies, corruption and institutional inefficiency. Students, here we discuss what is the future of SAPs in Pakistan. Number 1, will Pakistan need SAPs in the future? The question is very important. Yes, the answer is yes, because Pakistan continues to face chronic current account deficit, high fiscal deficit, low tax to GDP ratio, higher external debt repayments, declining reserve, unstable subsidies, unless structural reforms are implemented independently. Pakistan will keep returning to IMF programs. Students, now the question arises, what should Pakistan do to reduce dependence on SAPs? What should we do if we reduce the dependence on SAPs? Number 1, strengthen the tax system. If your tax system is strong, then you reduce the dependency on SAPs. Wooden tax base bring a retail, agriculture and real estate sector into the tax rent. Reduce tax, reduce fiscal deficit. The second point is reduce fiscal deficit. If your fiscal deficit reduce, that means your dependency will also reduce on SAPs. Cutting loss making SOEs and reducing circular debt in the energy sector. Controlling unnecessary expenditure. Number third point is improve governance. If your governance is improved, that means your dependency will reduce. Improvement of governance. First of all, you take step reduce corruption, strengthen accountability, reforms, different reforms occur. Number fourth point is boost exports. Diversity export sectors increase productivity, improve quality standards, provide incentives for value added exports. The next point is energy sector reforms. Reduce line losses, improve bill recovery, shift towards cheaper energy resource. The next point is promote private investment. Easy of doing businesses, stability in economic prices, legal protection for investor. Number 7 point is human capital development. So, in human capital development, first you step invest in education, technical training, health improvements. Students, is there a future beyond SAPs for Pakistan? The question is very important. Are any future? So, didn't you see any future? Yes, but only if Pakistan adopts long-term economic reform rather than temporary fights. Number 1 point is future without SAPs requires. First of all, we discuss what is the future without SAPs, then we discuss the future in SAPs requires. So, here we discuss without future SAPs requires strong political will institute reforms, economic stability, responsible fiscal management, export lead growth. But if reforms are delayed, Pakistan will remain dependent on IMF and World Bank interventions. So students, when we conclude all that today topic, then we can say that structural adjustment programs have played a major role in shaping Pakistan economic direction over the last 4 decades. Their future in Pakistan depends earlier on the country's willingness to implement deep sustained reforms. Without these changes, Pakistan is likely to continue rely on SAPs with them. Pakistan can move towards economic independence and long-term stability. Thank you so much students. Hopefully you understand all the concept of SAPs. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.